Here in this box I have a desk setup accessory that boosts my productivity, saves me hours of work every week and simply brings me joy while using it. And this thing is the Loupedeck micropad that maps all the shortcuts and time-consuming action into one press of a button. The Loupedeck is sponsoring this video and big thank you to them, but I always wanted to have this piece of tech on my desk. I spent a few weeks testing it and now let me get you through some of the features and functionality. And there is one specific feature that blew me away instantly and now I just can't imagine working without it. Loupedeck simplifies your laptop or PC workflow. It's extremely customizable and I'm not exaggerating, it has countless use cases. I have two panels from Loupedeck, Live and CT. You can check them out with the link in the description. The CT is kind of like expanded Live that is more targeted at professionals, but to be honest, any product from their lineup suits all types of workflows. Whether you're a streamer, video editor or even music producer, you can set it to work personally for you. Let's start with the packaging. Loupedeck gives a nice first impression with both Live and CT. In the package with the panel, there is also a braided USB-C cable, which perfectly lays on the desk without bending. It has a 90-degree connection and a USB 3 adapter. But it's so slim and lightweight that you can easily toss it into a backpack and have it as a productivity companion while traveling. It also doesn't take too much space on the desk, so it would be a great addition to any workspace. For me, it's really surprising how small this thing is for what it can do. Both Live and CT have a similar high-quality builds with aluminum front plates, which make it feel premium. With the rubberized feet, Loupedeck always sits in place. You have 6 tactile knobs here, and while rotating them, you can feel the clicks and precisely control all the settings, let's say in the photo or video editing software, and they also act like buttons. In this era of tech, it is really satisfying to have analog controls on tech pieces. Definitely brings more joy into the experience. The best part about rotating dials is that I can imagine myself being Fred again. At the bottom you have a row of 8 numbered buttons. You can manually map actions to them in the software, and they also can act like pages for the grid of touchscreen buttons in the center of the panel. All these 12 small screens have haptic feedback and you can customize them to pretty much anything you can imagine. They're really bright and you can set your desired brightness with 10% increments. You can swipe horizontally across the screen to change the pages of the touch buttons and vertically to change the pages of the knobs functions. Right from the box you can see that this knob controls volume, with this I can pause, play and skip music, this one is for web scrolling, well, and so on. We'll talk more about it in the software section, but capabilities are limitless. The CT model, apart from Live, has 6 additional keyboard feel-like buttons on each side with its own functions, and the big dial with a touchscreen on top with a soft rotation. This model costs $559, but at the same time it's targeted more on industry professionals who work in DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut, Ableton or Photoshop. For them the CT will quickly pay off, boosting their workflow and making more money. I make all my videos by myself and see myself using CT more than Live, but at first I want to dial my setup to perfection on Live and then add more buttons and functions. By the way, Live goes for $269, but they also have another model in the lineup, Loupedeck Live S, for $189. Now to software. The setup is easy. You just connect your Loupedeck to your laptop or PC and download their app. Loupedeck comes with already pre-built and pre-installed functions and plugins for different software. With a simple tap you can launch YouTube, Spotify. Well, from here you can already start using it. On the main screen here you have a digital version of the actual console, and this is where all the secrets are. Common use case of the Loupedeck is to assign buttons to launch particular applications and actions. With simple drag and drop you can assign functions to any button. So here I found the screen capture function. Well, I named it, replaced an icon from Icon Pack from Marketplace and assigned it to this button. So right now I don't need to use shortcuts, and just by simply pressing this button I can record my screen. And this is just the beginning of the customization. Imagine if you push it to the full potential. Like, one of the great features is dynamic mode. The Loupedeck detects when you open a specific program, like Final Cut, and it automatically switches the layout to this program. And when you are switching to Photoshop, it automatically changes to a Photoshop layout. Loupedeck tried their best with simplifying the whole setup process and created a marketplace with profiles, plugins, icons, and much more. So you don't need to spend countless hours setting up a profile for your go-to software. And the list of available programs is impressive and would suit most creatives and professionals, literally from Figma and Notion to DaVinci Resolve and Ableton. A few years back, when I first saw micropads, I thought that this thing was purely for streamers. And don't get me wrong, the Loupedeck has amazing plugins for streamers, like their new updated Streamlabs plugin to easily set up and control your streams, and also Twitch plugin, OBS, but today it became a perfect workspace companion in any realm of your activities. The more you look through the marketplace and all these plugins and profiles, the more you realize how much you can actually do with the Loupedeck. Even if there is no specific app in the marketplace, Loupedeck has a bunch of general actions like mouse clicks, drags, etc. to set up the specific software you're using. And here is what I was talking in the beginning, my favorite part about Loupedeck. They recently added a new plugin, AI Assistant. I use AI every day, and having a bunch of specific actions and prompts ready to go at your fingertips is overkill. With a simple tap you can summarize text and Loupedeck will open a text file with the response, or the Loupedeck will copy response to a clipboard. Honestly, it's mind-blowing that I don't need to go to different websites and AI softwares in search of an answer. One press of a button solves it all. This plugin also has a list of programming prompts. So with this plugin, the software engineer workflow feels seamless. I've been using Loupedeck Live and CT for several weeks now. I'm still in the process of setting it up to perfection, and I'm sure I've only touched on just a tiny bit of what it's capable of. But I'm really impressed with how versatile this thing is. It is that piece of tech that should be on your desk even if you are not a creator or streamer. It gradually boosts your productivity and brings you joy while using it. Well, big thank you to the Loupedeck. Make sure to check out the Loupedeck products with the link in the description and maybe watch my current day setup video. Peace!